Bang, bang, bang. It's real glass. Crimea River. That was the words that sent CM Punk to Jack Perry and punched that dude out, if reports are to be believed. Now, the situation is crazy, and as we now know, Tony Khan finally did something about it. He suspended both CM Punk and Jack Perry, just like days away from one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year, All Out. Now, let's go all the way back to the beginning and let me try to explain to you that Jack Perry, CM Punk, beef, whatever you want to call it. Imagine that two grown men having beef. But let's get it. So, 2 weeks ago, it was reported that there was an argument, a difference of opinion, a disagreement between one Mr. Perry and CM Punk over the use of real glass in a segment. Now, Jack Perry has been feuding with Hook and some of the ECW legends on AEW television. On AEW TV, and he went to Collision. Now, Jack Perry, he is a dynamite guy. Now, ever since CM Punk came back, I have to explain this. The people who like CM Punk, Team CM Punk, especially the people on Saturday nights on Collision. And then you got the people who don't want to be around CM Punk on Wednesday night. You got your dynamite crew. Now, Jack Perry was always seen as like a dynamite guy. That's at least how I always saw old Jack Perry. But then, my boy Perry, for some reason, was on Collision on Saturday night and he wanted to do a segment with real glass. Punk was like, nah, Perry, nah, no real glass on Collision. This is a real wrestling show for real wrestling people. This is not an outlaw mud show. I'm pretty sure Punk didn't say those exact words, but Punk is an old school kind of guy. That's what he believes. My personal opinion, I'm not gonna tell wrestlers what to do with their bodies. Whether you use real glass, whether you use fake glass, whether you use a fake steel chair, real steel chair, whatever you want to call it, these guys, they go out there, they put their bodies and lives on the line. So I'm not gonna sit here and tell them what to not do with their bodies, because is using a real glass so much more dangerous than the two-pay suicida or like a freaking vertebrae or even taking a back bump. It's all dangerous stuff. So I have no opinion on it. But yeah, Punk, Perry, they got into the stand. Perry didn't like it, and just on Punk's side, it wasn't just Punk alone that didn't want Perry to do the spot with the real glass. Apparently Tony Schiavone was against it, AEW medical team was against it. So maybe in that situation, the old Punker might have been a tiny bit in the right, the old Punker. But let's fast forward, that story breaks, let's fast forward to AEW in Wembley Stadium, London, England, the biggest event in that company's history. In the company's history, the biggest night, the biggest event in AEW history, Wembley Stadium. Jack Perry on the pre-show has an opening match with Hook. The match is a pretty good match, a really good match for me, one of the better Hook matches. Jack Perry is an underrated wrestler, and I believe this heel turn has gone way better than certain people want you to believe. Like, some people are just hating on Perry and his heel turn, but for my opinion, this heel turn has worked, and it has worked a treat. Anyway, he does a spot where he throws Hook through the glass windshield of a car, knocks on the windshield and says, "Hey, that's real glass, cry me a river." Obviously, in response to CM Punk. Obviously, it was a jab at CM Punk. CM Punk being, shall we say, not one to take bobs lightly. He has very light skin, CM Punk. Even you, the biggest CM Punk fans, have to admit that my boy has incredibly light skin. He cannot take jabs like that. He then confronts Jack Perry, and the rest is history. The stories are out there. Depending on who you ask, Punk threw the first punch. Depending on who you ask, Jack Perry approached him, stabbed him. There are different stories to this. Everyone seems to be saying something different. The only thing we know is that there was an altercation. Who started it? Depends on who you ask. Tony Khan has suspended both of them, rightly so. What's gonna happen? Are they both gonna come back? Is someone gonna get fired? Let's hope not. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. That was me explaining the CM Punk and Jack Perry situation.